Good morning. Oh, wait. Yeah, probably should have turned the camera and the lights on. I forgot about that part. Whoa. There we go. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's time. Ooh, I did not take a good breath for that. Try that again. It is time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Today. There we go. I got distracted. I was reading Discord. No. I was reading Discord before I switched over, realized what time it was. But I was distracted because I was plugging away at this ad scheduler thing. Again, I still have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with it, how the hell it works. But hopefully the ad thing from yesterday is no longer. I don't know. I honestly wish there was a way I could say I don't want the ads. I could care less about the revenue. Just let the people who want to come watch the stream with no ads, please and thank you. However, I mean, there is one other way I could do this. I can have a stream without ads, but then again, most people who probably follow me on Twitch will not know that I am here or over there, because while I can co-stream, I can't say, hey, come to this other platform where I am streaming ad-free, because apparently that goes against Twitch violations, because they want people to stay on Twitch, but also, hey, if someone wants to watch somewhere else, they can. But hey, do not tell the people of Twitch that there is another place they can watch you, because we need eyeballs on our platform, which I feel like is a very, very shitty thing to tell a creator when the creator knows, hey, there is a better platform out there. It's not Kick, by the way. Do not think it's Kick. It is never Kick. It will never ever be Kick or push forcibly with leg. It will never be that. But yeah, here we are. It's another day. It is Wednesday. I was about to say October. It is not October. It is June. It is fucking June 12th, 2024. And it's time for another episode of Tech Talk Today. Let's see here. Not going to be a very long one today. There wasn't much in the way of news that came up between yesterday and today. Which is good, because I actually do have some things I need to do. I thought we were going to be playing some games today, but one, I forgot. My son is going on vacation today, and I don't know who, when, and how they're picking him up. So there's things I got to figure out. Two, when I got in my car yesterday after the stream, had an emergency protest to go to. One of my tires is reporting low, not flat, but low. So I need to take care of that problem, if it's a problem, because I think there's actually something wrong with the tire pressure sensor. Three, I've got to figure out some questions to ask for political education today. So, and I would like to do the thing I said I was going to do yesterday, but realized I couldn't because there was a whole bunch of other shit I had to do. Would like to get into some more of these Steam Next Fest games, so I can bring them back and say, okay, cool, here are the games I played. These are the ones I like, and I want to share them with you. So yeah, a lot of things to do today too that just got pushed out of yesterday. So let's get into it, shall we? So I can get into those other things. Most notably, I need to turn on the LG. Excuse me. All right, first up this week, first up today, mobile driver's license are coming to New York State starting June 11th. The New York Mobile ID app is already available for both Android and iOS. New York has become the next state to introduce the mobile ID program, giving residents the option to digitize their driver's license or non-driver ID. Beginning today, the New York Mobile ID app is available from Apple's App Store and Google Play. The app can be used for identity verification at airports. A physical license permit or non-driver ID is required to activate a mobile ID. You'll need to take a photo of the front and back with your phone during the enrollment process. The news was announced during a media briefing at LaGuardia Airport on Tuesday that includes New York's and Transportation Security Administration Federal Security Director Robert Duffy, among other speakers. Wait, does he serve dual roles here? Robert Duffy? Okay. Good for you, I guess. Their pitch is that mobile IDs will revolutionize the way New Yorkers protect their identities and will significantly enhance the way they get through security at airports across the nation. State officials are also emphasizing that it's voluntary, that it's a voluntary option meant for convenience. At this point, I am waiting to hear back from YK Hong. I cannot remember what their name is, but they do digital identity security stuff. Can't wait to hear what their thoughts are on this and whether or not I should be excited or not. I honestly, I don't know. It's at a point where I looked at this as like, man, this is actually cool technology, would love to use it. But then at the same time, what are they doing with this information? And should I actually be scared that that this is a thing? So, excuse me. Damn. Given the fact that they have said, hey, this is merely for convenience, it's really making me think, yeah, maybe not the best move that I would want to do, because anything for security, anything for convenience, especially when it comes to your ID or personal information, normally means that they are lacking in security in some way, some form or fashion. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna need to find out from the people in the know, what am I giving up from my privacy and security standpoint to have this convenience. Also, this doesn't necessarily affect me because this is a New York thing, but eventually this may roll out in other places, especially if the TSA is involved. So, also I need to brush up on my TSA security stuff because, next month I will be on a plane going to Kansas City and, we're going to and from Kansas City. And I need to know, hey, what do I need to do for the verification? Things like the face scan thing. Don't do face scan. Nope, don't do that. Like, hey, let them verify, wear masks, all that stuff. Yeah. So, I think it said, Keep Beyond or something like that. This is a website they have. I'm gonna go check that out. Figure out what I need to do with regards to airport security. Moving on. Google's June Pixel update is live. They are bringing Gemini to cheaper phones. This is the Gemini Nano feature, or the Gemini Nano model that's already available on the Pixel 8 Pro. And it's an option on the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8a phones, but it seems like it's going to be rolled out to other devices. However, on those lower spec devices, you will have to go into the developer options to turn it on. In an interview on the Made by Google podcast, Google Devices and Services Software Vice President Shang Xiao, I hope I am pronouncing that name correctly, described that toggle as a choice made to restrict it for people who understand the potential impact to the user experience of running an AI model on a device with less memory available to power features like Summarize, In Recorder, and Smart Reply. So again, it's a thing where like, hey, we're going to give you the access to it, but no know this, it will slow your device down. It will take a considerable hit to your device. And if that's what you're cool with, then fine, have at it. But we're going to hide it for people. Like, we're not going to make it available to people who just have low respect Android devices who don't care about this feature. But if you do, you know what you're looking for. You know the risk. Here you go. So it's good on them. It would be nice to see Apple possibly do something like that, where maybe like on the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 16 devices, sure, they get Apple Intelligence. But if I want it on my 14 Pro, or if people wanted to run it on their iPhone SE second gen or whatever, like there would be a way that they can enable it. But it's like, hey, if you enable this, your device will run slower. So maybe, I don't know, like I said, you know, you have to think that Apple had to have tested it on, because like I said, it's not like the iPhone 15 Pro has an M1, like it has an M series chip in it. So you imagine like when they roll out Apple Intelligence and stuff on iOS, they tested it on multiple devices to kind of see what that performance looked like. And maybe on the 15 Pro and the Pro Max, it did not hamper the performance. Like on the iPhone 14, it was like, or the iPhone 14 Pro, or even iPhone 15, it was like, okay, look, it's slow. It's slowing things down considerably. People would notice. Like it wouldn't be bad, but it's like the same thing with low respect Android devices. Like people will notice that there is a performance hit. Maybe we shouldn't maybe we shouldn't release it. I still think that, hey, maybe make it an option. Maybe we would like to try it. Maybe we don't mind it. Maybe we don't use our phones enough to where we care about that actual buttery smooth performance. Maybe we just want the AI in our pocket. I don't know. I mean, the way things were talked about, after WWDC's keynote, it really fucking seems like the world was on fire. Then again, that was on Mastodon. I don't know what it looked. I don't know what things looked like on other social media. I don't have enough people on Threads. There are not enough people I follow on Threads and Blue Sky to see what was going on. I'm not popping it on Facebook. I'm not popping it on Twitter to check, you know, the temperature of technology. Also, I don't think that the people that I am following in either of those places gives a fuck. So, yeah, it seems like, yeah, in Mastodon, yeah, shit was on fucking fire. But then again, it's like everybody took the Elon Musk approach to this, to where it's like hot takes almost immediately when you see article titles of Apple working with OpenAI, and just like, did you read the article? Did you see the keynote? Do you understand the okay, I have no idea who you are. Jeez, I wish people fucking like, I would like to get rid of my LinkedIn profile. There are people who say, like, you know, I would like to get rid of it. I feel like I am so intrinsically tied to so many of these things, because there are people that I do know who do use LinkedIn in some form or fashion, that it does help me in a way. And it's like, I want to get rid of LinkedIn because I'm getting incredible amounts of spam. Just because, like I say, like, hey, I run Major's house, I run DCA. It's like, hey, would you like some venture funding? Like, stop. Did I ask for it? How about when I ask for things, you provide it, not just when I am sitting here merely existing. Anywho, I got distracted. Back to what I'm saying. I wish Apple would allow, you know, like a little toggle to say, hey, I would like to use Apple Intelligence on my 14 Pro. As opposed to just like saying, as opposed to Apple just like kind of like, no, you just won't be able to get it. Or maybe down the road, they'll perfect it and make it more efficient and it will run on lower spec phones. Who knows? It'd be nice. Because, you know, I'm now at a position where it's like, hey, I would love to try new features, but also you are making me sit there and exploit a country that, you know, is providing us with the material, the raw materials to make these devices, but also they're not benefiting from that exploitation. I mean, I could buy and use the iPhone 15 Pro. I am pretty sure they will be out in full force. And maybe I can just upgrade that way. I don't know if Verizon sells use iPhone 15 Pros. I should check. And see if they do that, and maybe they'll be like on a discount or something like that when the 16 drops. That way, hey, I can buy a secondhand device and it won't feel as bad about it. It's kind of what I've been trying to do with this MacBook, but yeah, just go kick that can further down the road. Let's see here. Speaking of Apple Intelligence, doesn't seem like people are going to be getting access to it directly, which actually may help because if I don't have a device that can run it, I won't feel as bad because the people who do have a device that can run it probably won't get access to it. Granted, I do have devices that run it. And yeah, I keep forgetting that I could just run Apple Intelligence there too. I keep forgetting it's not just an iPhone feature, that it is a Mac and iPad feature as well. And I will have access to it, just not on the small device that's in my pocket all the time. I turned on my scroll lock by dropping my phone. I don't want to necessarily have to run to my iPad to use Apple Intelligence, but to be fair, if I am near an Apple device in which iPhone Intelligence would be a thing for me, it probably would be the iPad. Like I'm not holding my iPhone as much, and I probably would use my iPad more, which is one of the reasons why I did not want to sell it when it came down to consolidating my Apple devices. In iOS 18, Apple Intelligence is codenamed Gray Matter. There are references to a waitlist with specific strings that say join the Gray Matter waiting list and joined waitlist. There's also wording that refers to it as a limited preview. While Gray Matter is in limited preview, you may experience unusually slow responses when not in a supported region. So yeah. Looks like people may be waiting to get access to that feature. So maybe I shouldn't be in a rush. Maybe a lot of us shouldn't be in a rush. And again, the whole mass hysteria of Apple and AI, even though Apple will not call Apple Intelligence AI, they will explicitly just keep saying Apple Intelligence, even though it is literally AI. Yeah, not that many people will get access to it immediately. And also, yeah, if you were just not in, I guess, the US or supported countries, yeah, it might be slow, because then you probably have to go hop, skip, and jump to a region where it is available, and it may take a little longer. So yeah, some more news on Apple Intelligence. More out of WWDC. Apple IDs are becoming Apple accounts. Not much to it. It's just a rebrand, and just wanted to let folks know, because when all the operating system updates come out in the fall, they will be switching the nomenclature from Apple ID to Apple accounts. Just to let people know ahead of time that is happening. Do not think that don't think that it's a scam. Apple is making the switch from Apple ID to Apple accounts. I don't know. I like that Apple ID. I thought that was pretty nice, but I don't know. Just a heads up though. Now, of course, we've got so many people saying like, hey, iOS is the most adopted operating system. So many of the devices that they have they upgrade to the latest operating system. Android doesn't have that many numbers. That's again, sticking points that further fuel flame wars. However, Apple did release how many phones did update to iOS 17 before WWDC, And according to them, 77% of all iPhones were updated to iOS 17. 68% of all iPads were updated to iPadOS 17. 86% of all iPhones introduced in the last 4 years were updated to iOS 17. And 77% of all iPads introduced in the last 4 years were updated to iPadOS 17. So at least with those top numbers, with all iPhones, all iPads, I'm wondering if they're like, if these are like all iPhones and iPads that are checking in to Apple, like even the ones that cannot get the upgrades or the updates, what is that number? But it even seems like, all right, if you're cutting it down to the 4 years, there's still a significant, like for devices that were introduced in the last 4 years, these are all devices that can upgrade to iOS and iPadOS 17. And it still seems like there are 14% of people who did not upgrade, which seems odd because I don't know. Maybe they just don't go into settings. Like these are people who probably going to go into settings, or these may be iPads that just are used as like kiosk things. iPhones, I don't know. They could be just used out in the field. They may not, like they may have been just activated and they're just used out in the field. Or again, it could just be owned by people who like, look, I'm not going to touch settings. It works how I want it to work. It like the one thing about macOS, the one thing about iOS, iPadOS is like you still have to manually push the update. You'll get the update. Like the device will probably download everything it needs to download. And all you need to do is just push update. It'll reboot the phone, apply the update. Unlike Windows, where it's like Windows will be like, you know what? Nah, it's time, motherfucker. We're going to do this. And with Linux, like if you just don't do anything, you won't even get the bits to update. So I get like, again, this is where there may be people, or there may be some instances in which the devices, like just nobody went to the settings and hit update. These devices do not update themselves as much as my wife would like to believe that they do. Mine does every so often, but like I've set mine up to do that. I think that is a manual process you have to set up to, hey, automatically just update my phone, automatically update my devices. But like at that point, like it waits a bit before it does it. Like normally the device will let you know that, hey, you do have an update, before it will apply the update. But yeah, so those are pretty good numbers. Again, just a lot of people, there's still like maybe a quarter of people who have iPads who just did not go and update. But I honestly think that number is lower because iPads are being used in kiosks and stuff like that. Nobody just go like, look, it is here to do the thing. It has the screen, the browser, the whatever, the app it's using. And that's it. It does not go out of that screen. So nobody's going into the settings and updating it, even though they probably should, because there are security updates. I do recommend that people who have devices, like if you have access to a device that can get an update, please update it if you can, because there are security updates to go with it. But I do understand like why that's not happening. I don't update until I'm emotionally ready to push that button. I'm always emotionally ready. Look, again, like Didi, hi, how are you doing, by the way? I'm the person who runs the betas. So for me, I will have the update before they start counting the update. I'll be like one of like, okay, cool. He's a part of that 1% of people on launch day who already had the update because the release client was the update. So for me, I will always and forever have those updates. They're on my iPad. It's rare that I don't do it. And it's because like I may not have used my iPad for a couple of days, but now like my iPad stays up here with me. I'm like, that's what I use to kind of surf the net. when I'm sitting on my couch up here watching TV, or like tapping through apps and stuff like that. To where it's like I will see it more often now than I used to. My iPad used to just sit and never be used for long stretches of time, but now like I play solitaire every day on my iPad, and yeah, there's like things I'm researching and stuff on it. So yeah, I'm using it a little bit more. I've been scarred from old updates that needed a hotfix from updates. Look, that's living on the bleeding edge. Didi, I thought you were into some tech shit. You gotta live on the bleeding edge. Look, I love hot fixes for hot fixes for hot fixes. That's what Windows is all about, baby. But yeah, like having lived the Windows life for so long is like me being scared of an update. Nope. Nah, we all in. Give me all the updates. And of course, in labor news, Best Buy is laying off more employees as it reckons with falling sales because, yeah, look, brick and mortar retail has been on the decline, and then COVID really just took out the kneecaps. I am still going to be bummed if Best Buy goes away. Of all the brick and mortar places I like to shop, Best Buy is by far the number one place I like to shop. Because it is a thing where like, sure, I can order something from Amazon and it will probably be here in a day. They have gotten so much faster, especially since I've lost my job, but still, Best Buy was that place where it's like, if I need the thing today, I will happily pay just a little bit more to drive to the Best Buy near my house, or even go to any Best Buy in the Raleigh area to go get the thing. Remember, the ROG Ally I mentioned was on sale yesterday. I think it still is. I haven't checked. Again, that's for y'all and not for me, because even though I have the money to do it, I'm not going to buy an ROG Ally. But that was the thing. Like, I could just leave and go to a Best Buy and go buy that $400 ROG Ally. If I wanted a game, if I wanted a physical copy of a game, I can go to the Best Buy. I also have a GameStop, but I could go to the Best Buy. Like, while a lot of people do buy like their streaming equipment from Amazon, I mean, Best Buy started carrying a lot of the streamer. Best Buy started carrying a lot of the streamer equipment. They started carrying Elgato parts. So I was buying my shit at a Best Buy just so I could have it and I could throw it on my PC that day and then just get back to streaming if I needed to. That's why I will go buy computer parts if I could. I feel like those I will probably still get from like Newegg or something. But if it's something I needed right then and there, Best Buy was the place. So while Best Buy is a temple to consumerism, like every other big box store, it's still it's still sad to see it go. And again, like I said, Amazon is getting better at shipping same day, but it's still like I have to wait on Amazon, where it's like I can just like, all right, bet. I'm reasonably clothed right now. I can go to Best Buy and go buy the thing I need, and make sure I have it. It's one of the major chains that killed independent stores. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because like granted, Tiger Direct was also the same. I mean, was the same thing, but even then, it still got killed by Amazon and Best Buy. Same thing with Circuit City, over a decade ago. We still have places like Intrex that probably won't go anywhere because it's so niche and it's like whatever Intrex is doing, it flies so under the radar from Amazon to where it's like Amazon can do whatever Intrex is like, yeah, look, we're just here. If you want to buy this stuff, has an insane markup, but enough people buy this shit because they still believe in small brick and mortar stores that we're still around. We have multiple stores. We're good. But yeah, it's sad to see, like, again, employees not being able to keep the jobs at these stores. It's one thing where, like, I could fault the business. I can fault the business decisions, the business decisions of the CEOs, and I'm pretty sure they are not blameless in this scenario. Because, you know, they could also take pay cuts to keep their employees around. But at the same time, Amazon also is just there. 100% fault the CEOs because their bad practices and choices caused this. Yes, again, like, they're not blameless in this, but it's that thing where it's like, Amazon is also just sitting right there. Like, I can't say 100% CEO. Like, there are some things that they just could not do because Amazon. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did not make any good choices that could have reigned in Amazon because they made, like, regulatory decisions that allow Best Buy to do the things that they do. Who knows, man? It's just a lot of history study that's going on, that has to go on. But yeah, again, like, I could blame CEOs at Best Buy, but yeah, there is just Amazon at this point. Like, equally distant from Best Buy. How to say? I'm about as far away from my closest Best Buy as the Amazon fulfillment center is also to this Best Buy on the other side of it. So yeah, there's that. Moving on to game and to more labor news. Sackboy, Texas Chainsaw Massacre maker Sumo Group is reducing its staff by 15%, putting nearly 270 employees at risk. Sumo Digital has announced plans to reduce its workforce by up to 15%, putting nearly 270 employees across the UK, Canada, Poland, Czech Republic, and India at risk. Excuse me. While Sumo has been able to manage through many other recent difficulties the games industry has faced, we have not been immune, and reshaping operations across the business to better navigate upcoming challenges expected in the coming months is a path we must now take to ensure the security of the business going forward. Why is control in this in this image? What does control? Was Control published by Sumo Digital? This sucks. I assume it's related to poor Texas Chainsaw sales. Maybe they worked on it. That's a possibility. Because I know 505 published Control on PC, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like, I've heard that Texas Chainsaw has not been doing as well. I know there are people who love the game, but yeah, it just did not sell as well as they wanted it to. So yeah, that's a big possibility. We know studios do a bunch of work as an auxiliary help. Yeah, that's a huge possibility. But yeah, this is kind of sad to see. Oh, Sumo was acquired by Chinese media conglomerate Tencent in 2021 for 919 million pounds and has developed high-profile titles such as Sackboy, A Big Adventure, and Crackdown 3. Well, Crackdown 3 definitely didn't do it any favors. It also served as a support studio on numerous major titles from Forza Horizon, Hogwarts Legacy, The Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Sumo Group also owns publisher Secret Mode and UK studio The Chinese Room, which is set to release its oil rig horror Still Wakes the Deep on June 18th and is currently developing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. So I feel like when a subsidiary of a bigger company is having to cut people, yeah, like I start looking at Tencent. I will start looking at Tencent and not Sumo at this point. I can't look at Sumo and say like, okay, what did y'all do? Like, nah, like Tencent could have helped, but it chose not to. Tencent pulled those reins and said, yeah, nah, we can't help you there, dog. It's like Amazon could help Twitch, but like, look at Twitch flounder. Yeah, Tencent is going to look to save money. They've been losing too much money in China. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to look. Yeah, I'm looking. I always look at the bigger companies whenever, like, if Sumo was the end of the line, then cool. Yeah, Sumo, what the fuck you doing? But when there is a company above it, it's like, okay, yeah, Tencent, Amazon, what are y'all doing here? Y'all can help. Y'all can help, but you're not. I feel like we talk about Embracer Group a lot, but nobody looks at Tencent and what Tencent's been doing. Granted, they've been doing it quietly, and it's not like it's been as terrible as Embracer has been. Also, I feel like, people's opinions of China and Chinese companies doing shit is like, it hits differently. But yeah, like we can sit here and look at Tencent and say, yeah, we see you. Y'all can't stay quiet forever. Anti-Chinese sentiment do be bigger than Western companies, but see, like it's anti-Chinese, but also because we haven't, like, nobody was looking at Tencent the way everybody looked at Embracer. It's like we saw Embracer do it, and it was like, this ain't good. We look at Tencent. I mean, I feel like, okay, you know what? It was anti-Chinese sentiment, but it's like, man, this Chinese company is really sitting there putting in a lot of money in Western companies, and that's where it stopped, right? Embracer Group just buying up a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, yeah, this is just going to fail. It's almost like we looked at Embracer as a Western company. It's like, yeah, that's just going to fail. Microsoft, that's going to, like, this is just going to be bad. But looking at just Tencent putting in money and or buying it, things like, boy, now they're going to be influenced by the Chinese, and that's where the conversation stopped. Yeah, Embracer, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Rockstar, etc. all have done way more damage to games industry. Exactly. But even in more labor news, boy, it's just labor news after labor news. It's not a good day for labor. Company that provided QA tests in Activision accused of unfair practices after 160 people were laid off, in quote, retaliation for union activities, union says. The Communications Workers of America, one of America's largest unions, has filed unfair labor practice charges against Microsoft supplier Lionbridge Technologies. According to the CWA, Lionbridge laid off the entirety of an Idaho-based team. Wow, there is a team of gamers in Idaho. That is not a sentence I thought I would read. Sure, there have to be gamers in Idaho, but man, it was a company dedicated to doing games work in Idaho. Equating to 160 people after they engaged in union-related activity. This team, the CWA said, provided QA testing for Activision. In addition, the CWA stated Lionbridge had offered workers a severance package which required them to agree to overly broad confidentiality terms and to waive rights protected under the National Labor Relations Act. The CWA says the U.S. National Labor Relations Board has ruled this practice to be unlawful. Those affected were allegedly told the termination was due to their project coming to a close. However, the CWA said others on the same project elsewhere remained in employment. It noted that those in Mexico and Poland continue to work despite what Lionbridge told the Idaho team about the project coming to an end. This is not the first time the Microsoft supplier has been accused of engaging in what the CWA describes as union busting. The same thing happened in 2016 when Lionbridge laid off union members in Bellevue, Washington. This particular batch of layoffs reportedly happened shortly after workers finalized a first collectively bargained contract with the company. With the CWA stating that unit also provided subcontracted labor to Microsoft. The CWA now wants Microsoft to hold its contractors such as Lionbridge to the same standards the company has set for itself. 2 years ago, Microsoft signed a labor neutrality agreement with CWA, which would go into effect 60 days after the closure of its then ongoing acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which has happened. Earlier this month, the CWA and Microsoft announced that they had extended the labor neutrality agreement to cover workers at ZeniMax Media Incorporated. So yeah. This is why I do not like contract companies. I really do not. And, you know, I took a risk working for one when working for Red Hat recently. And yeah, it did not end well for me. Like having been terminated just under a year for reasons that they have not given me. I still do not know why I was fired, because those cowardly sons of bitches decided to fire me after my shift ended, cut off all my access, said nothing. So fuck those guys. Let's see here. Yeah, so again, I hope this is something that Microsoft does do. Microsoft has seemed to be very, very, very labor friendly. So one, I do kind of hope that they do kind of reach out to Lionsbridge and say, hey, yo, what the fuck? I know that there are many executives, not excluding, including one Elon Musk, who thinks that the NLRB is unconstitutional, which no, it's not. I'm sorry. Just because you don't like the fact that, you know, there is there's a branch of the federal government that looks out for, you know, workers. Like, hey, I'm just saying, I am, what did Trump say? I'm standing back and standing by for the revolution. And if you'd like for me to continue to stand back and stand by for the revolution, hey, work with the framework, the institutions that are already there, to make sure that workers have the rights that they deserve. Like, I wonder what's going to happen if the NLRB goes down. Like, if this super majority of the Supreme Court like says, hey, the NLRB is unconstitutional and has to be dissolved. Oh boy, I can't wait. Like, it's at a thing where, like, I just really hope these ultra wealthy motherfuckers continue to chip away at things that are helping everyday citizens, like the working class. And it's just like, with every chip they take, they make more and more and more people upset, to where we have to move. Like, it is a thing that we just can't do. We can't just sit idly by anymore. There are some people who are jumping at the bit. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. Look, I will let my games distract me and keep me calm and militant. But at a certain point, like, there's going to be a catalyst. And I do not think that the ruling class is ready for that. Because while they have the cops, they think they have the military. They don't. Like, they don't understand. The military is the working class too. And it's only a matter of time before they piss off those motherfuckers. Sure, you got the ones who are like just the patriotic, yeah, America, fuck you. But there's a lot of others There are others in the military who look at what's going on and say, yeah, this ain't it. Like the anti-war movement was not founded by people who just did not like war. It was people who were out fighting the wars and say, yo, what we're doing is fucked up. See, they don't know. See, people don't understand that. People don't know who are in these movements. Merca, fuck you. See, they just don't know. They don't know. But yeah, thank you again. Like I said, this was going to be a short one today because I have things I have to do. I gotta go put air in a tire. I just uploaded the video, the Major Linux show to YouTube. I got to put all the information bits in it and make it public. That was supposed to be yesterday, but I forgot I had somewhere I had to be. So I wasn't able to do that last night. Let's see what else we got. What else I've got going on. I got to get ready for, a meeting at 6. I've got a meeting at 6 because it had to be postponed because things were happening in DC last weekend. So a lot of people were just tired and did not want to have a meeting, on Sunday like we usually do. So I got to get ready for that tonight. Again, like my son is supposed to be going on vacation. I got to figure out how the hell he's getting there. So yeah. Also, I would like to try to catch up on some of the Next Fest games so that way I can bring them back and say, hey, these are some games that I tried and I would like to show them to you. Maybe it'll be Thursday. Maybe we'll just have an extra long stream on Friday. I don't know. Maybe I will stream Friday. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you everybody for tuning into this very, very short stream. Hopefully we can get some things uploaded and spread out and disseminated earlier than usual. But yeah, until then, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk today for June 12th, 2024. Of course, you all could have been watching any stream, could have been playing. You could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream, or you could have been reading the tech and gaming news yourself, but you said, America, fuck no. You came here to watch this stream, to get this news. And I appreciate it. And all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. Nobody's going to protect us but us. And peace out. I forgot the order of that. My bad.
Y'all still here? Anywho, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Really do appreciate it. Of course, if you like the content that you just saw, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that the YouTubers ask you to do. I guess that includes me now. Anywho, yes, like, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Support the channel over Patreon, PayPal, whatever. Check out the links in the video to anything else I might be pushing, hawking. I don't know. Did I sell out by now? I recorded this ages ago. Have I sold out? Let me know. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.